Good morning. This is Josh Hayes with Hedge Plus, and here's today's market monitor. Today's headline is The Market Ignores First U.S. Trade Deal, and that comes with a very large but at the end of it. I say that they do that at their own potential peril later on. I get it, I understand. It's just the UK. It's not one of the countries we've sold the most to in the past as far as agricultural and grains. But what it does show me is that farmers are an emphasis. Trump mentioned farmers first. U.S. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins was very vocal about this deal and the deals to come. The deal the very first thing they mentioned was agricultural grains, beef. Beef can be somewhat dismissed by the grain markets, but if we sell more beef when we didn't sell any really to the UK because of their some of their rules there about what how the beef is raised and what's put into it, if we start selling beef there, it's going to require us to have more cattle, and that's more feed. It's not like all the other demand we currently have for beef goes away. There is talk that when the deal is fully finalized, that there is going to be more corn. There's also a 0% tariff on our ethanol, so that opens up the door to sell lots of ethanol. This is positive for the grain markets, and if the markets don't want to recognize that just yet because it's a small deal, just wait for what's coming. I think the market is ignoring too many things right now, all because of it being blinded by the fact that U.S. weather outlook is is good right now. Everyone's excited about the window opening for planting. One of these weeks, we're probably going to see a 20% jump with corn planting. And one of the things that's developed in the last 24 to 48 hours is the idea that forecasts are showing rain for the Great Lakes and the Midwest towards the end of the month. That what had been in doubt. Market had only focused on the planting window. It hadn't yet started to concern itself with dryness after. And now the weather models are starting to show that we'll get rain later on this month. It's decreasing the chances in drought. And that seems to be the only thing the market's focused on. But in the meantime, as these trade deals get finalized and exports continue to be strong, soybeans to Pakistan for the first time since June of 2022, so the first time in 3 years. More corn sales to Mexico. We're going to be obviously selling even more to Mexico, given the issues they're having there with drought. Now you've got China having drought with wheat when they got to the point where last year they hardly needed to buy any wheat. It looks like they'll be back to importing wheat. And all these things are really getting kind of glossed over by the market. And the more they ignore them, when these deals start to crystallize into actual shipments, and when China starts needing more wheat and Mexico starts to need more corn, and we start sending corn and soybeans to places we weren't sending them to before, that's going to make the impact that much more severe. So it's basically like a string being pulled to its max, and then when it snaps, the market's going to really have to react. So the longer the market puts off reacting to some of this bullshit that's building, the more severe the snapback's going to be. Note also as well that the first trade deal announcement did not prevent July from posting a new 5-month low and Kansas City wheat from hitting a contract low. So that just kind of illustrates just how unimpressed the market was by this deal. Again, this wasn't one of the big ones. It just happened to be the first. But it sounds like deals with India are coming. It sounds like there's a stressing that deal includes corn. Sure, we're making progress with Japan, and then also hopefully the market today likes the idea that it's starting to be floated out there that Trump is is giving the green light to put on the table this weekend a lowering of the tariffs on China to get the ball rolling. And word is that that would be by more than half. They're at 145% now, and there's talk that lowering that could come as early as tomorrow's meeting would be a rate under 60%. So maybe we'll get a nice bounce from that next week if that comes to fruition. Taking a look at the weather, Midwest dry, rain chances later. That's definitely, it's hard to say that's fully responsible for the market's lack of reaction to the positive news yesterday, but it's a big part of it. The weather is just considered too ideal, and that's what the market's entirely focused on. They want to focus on the weather because that's the reality right now. That's the one certainty. These trade deals are still on the horizon, as much as I'm sure they're coming because of their necessity. These countries have to make these deals. The market's going to want to see them first. In China, wheat areas are dry. They are getting one glimmer of hope there. Their corn areas have been dry as well. Their corn areas are set to get some rain, which should help improve conditions just ahead of their planting season. In Argentina, this is something I think that's been under discussed. Rain is holding back maturation and harvest, but their numbers are interesting. If we had these numbers, the sky would be falling. They are at 45% harvested right now, when their 5-year average is 58%. So they are definitely considerably behind. But then also, you pair that with the fact that their crop conditions of their soybeans rated 31% excellent to good, when last week they were at 39%. But yes, only 31% rated excellent to good. So their crop and their harvest isn't in that great a shape right now. They're falling behind. What they do bring in the market is come to the market very cheap, but we've heard very little about that situation. And if that was the case here, it would dominate the market. Granted, obviously they're not as big of a market as we are, but all is not as rosy in South America as it is made to be. So that's another factor I think that's been ignored by the market, that maybe we'll start to see it creep into the market here a little bit. And then in Ukraine, still getting beneficial rains there, definitely helping to wipe away the issues they had with dryness, and that is extending into Russia as well. A quick look at international prices again, and the only reason I'm showing this chart, I think for the second or third straight day, is how quickly things changed, notably here with wheat. Black Sea wheat had dipped considerably below what's coming the U.S. Gulf, and that reversed yesterday. Updated numbers showed Black Sea prices rising up to close to where Russia is selling. So once again, the U.S. has the cheapest wheat on the market. Hopefully that will help today. And as we talk about that, we are up across the board on the overnight. Corn up about 4 cents. Beans pretty flat, just up a little bit, and wheat up about almost 3 cents. Even more positive is the fact that at least for corn and beans, these numbers are actually up from where we were at this time yesterday. Corn compared to this time yesterday up about 2, soybeans up about 1. Wheat, unfortunately, down about 6 from where we are yesterday. But with what's going on in China as that builds, and also the fact that that U.S. corn is wheat is once again the lowest priced on the market. Hopefully, that is some support that will keep us from setting any more lows. Now, this is the Chicago wheat, but Kansas City wheat seems to be setting a new low every day. Let me take a look here. Looks like July Kansas City wheat is up about almost 2 cents this morning from yesterday's close. So hopefully we've truly put a bottom there in for wheat, and hopefully these deals continue to get signed and really start to make the market realize what kind of impact this is going to have to ending stocks, exports, and all these numbers. so that the markets can stop focusing solely on the weather. That's all for today. That's all for this week. We've got Jason's feedlot focus video coming up here in the next couple hours. That'll get sent out. Hope everyone has a great weekend. Hope everyone has a good time is able to share some time with their mothers, and happy all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day, and we'll talk to you again next week.